Hi everyone, this is Terri Lomax from the Mocha Girls Pit Stop blog, the blog where women of color refuel on motivation and ignite their lives. Today we have a very special guest I'm super excited about. She is an entrepreneur, she's a mother, she is a resource for women of color with kinky hair, and she is known as the Queen of Kink. And I must say, she also changed my life, okay? And I'll tell you a little bit about how she did that later. But welcome to the show, Vivian Kaye.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me. You look fabulous.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I got my extensions in, my clip-ins in. I'm so excited. So Vivian, can you just start off by telling us why you are a Mocha Girl on a mission? And of course, a Mocha Girl on a mission is a woman who has experienced adversity, but she continues to live dynamically in the face of that adversity.
Well, let's see. You know, a lot of people think to get started in business, you need this, you need that, an MBA, blah, blah, blah. I have no college degree. I didn't finish college. So, you know, and I managed to get this far in life, and this is my second business. And that first business was successful. So, you know, I've managed to succeed without it. So I'm not saying don't go out and get your degree, but it's not the be all and end all. And also, let's see, I'm a single mom. So a lot of people don't know that. It's not something that I advertise, just because I don't want it to be a crutch. So, you know, it's a difficult thing to deal with, you know, running a business and being a single mom, but you know what, it's something that fuels me. And also, you know, living in Canada, a lot of people don't realize that I live just outside of Toronto. So the Six, you know, Drake and the rap and all that. So that's, you know, that's where we work from. So, you know, a lot of our customers are in the US. So, you know, dealing with a lot of the back and forth and crossing the border a lot, you know, yeah. So despite all that, you know, I guess you could say that's how I live dynamically live dynamically despite those adversities. So, so yeah.
That's incredible. I feel right now. Wow, just hearing it. I didn't know that. I didn't see that in my research. Wow. So can you just talk a little bit about, I know you are from Ghana, is it?
Yes.
Okay, great. Can you talk a little bit about your upbringing and kind of what you experienced? You know, I don't know, like how long were you in Ghana? When did you move to Canada? Just tell us a little bit about your upbringing.
Well, I was born in Ghana, but I came to Canada really young. You know, if you've ever been to any countries in Africa or in the Caribbean, a lot of women, especially of color, are business owners. So, you know, my mom, she worked in the markets of Mokala, you know, carrying the fruit on her head and selling selling items. So that's what she did to provide for me, because it was just her and I. And my father was already in Canada, so you know, he was working to make the money to bring us over. And while he was here, my mom had to work, and working a lot in especially Ghana is creating your own business and starting your own thing. You see that there's a need, and you fill that need with whatever it is that you decide to do. So entrepreneurship is in my blood.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So what made you, like, what was that first thought in your mind that, you know, I need to start this business? And if you want, can you actually tell us a little bit about your first business as well? Because I think that you're in a market where there are a lot, I mean, it's oversaturated in a way, but you've come to sort of brand yourself uniquely to reach your target market. So can you talk about your first business, and then we'll go into where you are now?
Well, the interesting thing is my first business was event decor. So, and I was actually working in a specific niche, which was weddings. But then what I did was you know, I was back in 2005, my sister got married, and we tried to hire a decorator, and the decorator was charging all this money for really no reason. So then I decided to simplify the whole process and create a business that catered to women that wanted really nice decor, but didn't want to spend an arm and a leg for it because, you know, even if you ask yourself, if you go to a wedding, do you remember what the centerpiece was? No, but you remember it was pretty. So that was my goal, was to, you know, I let's just say I worked with a lot of girls who would, if they would carry a Coach bag, but they were going to the Coach outlet to buy it because they knew quality, but they know they didn't have to spend that money. Because just because you have money doesn't mean you got to go broke, you know, spending it all, right? So that was where, and I ran that business for 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I ran it for 10 years. And I just, you know, the Kinky Curly Yaki just sort of took over. And I actually had started Kinky Curly Yaki in my down season from that business.
Wow.
And because I was so busy in that business, I needed hair. Like I needed a protective style that I felt reflected me. You know, with this whole Brazilian business, like it was just, I'm African, you know, and so, you know, one of the things I'm always saying is say no to African in the front and Indian in the back.
Yes.
So I wanted a texture that looked like me. So, you know, one of the things, that I did was I just started trying out hair that looked like our hair. And, you know, I would go to meetup groups and they would be like, oh, girl, like, what's your regimen? How did you get your hair so long? And blah, 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 blah. And I'd be like, oh, this is a weave. That's a weave? Oh, man, you should sell that. And so then, and this was back in 2010. And so then I was like, oh, you know, I don't know. I already got this really great business going. You know, I'll just do it in my down season. Like, so I started Kinky Curly Yaki in 2011. And this was when, you know, there weren't any hair companies that specifically catered to just kinky hair. So, you know, I got in when it wasn't a thing.
Right.
When it wasn't a thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That is so incredible. So what do you think the biggest challenge was for you when you first started the business? Because you got in at the right time, right before everybody else started hopping on board. So what was the biggest challenge, you know, as a young woman? You already had a business for 10 years.
Well, one of the biggest challenges was that everyone thought, why are you selling this undesirable hair? Wow. Undesirable hair. You know, why would I want to buy kinky hair? And, you know, it was a huge barrier because at the time, if you did find kinky straight or Afro kinky curly, it would be buried underneath all these exotical textures, you know, Brazilian, Malaysian, all those textures that don't, like, do I look like I could grow Malaysian? I mean, you know, our hair textures run the gamut.
Yes.
For the majority of us, we got some kinks, right? So, you know, that was a huge barrier. And so then it took a lot of education and it took a lot of, there was a lot of resistance. I remember, you know, there were a few boards on some black hair forums that were like, oh yeah, you're going to fail. You're not going to succeed. Who wants to buy kinky hair? It doesn't make sense. You know, because I was basing my whole model just on kinky hair. I was not at all interested in selling any Brazilian or Malaysian or any of that sort of hair. Just kinky. And so then, you know, as you can see, it blew up.
Yes.
It blew up. Yeah.
Absolutely. Kinky Curly Yaki. And as I told you, I have my clip-ins, and I lie to you not. This literally, and I'm not just saying this because we're on the interview, but it literally changed my life because I'm the kind of person, I like to change my hair a lot. And it's probably too much because I try to change it every month because I get bored easily. I'm like, you know what? I have these new goals. I got to pay off these student loans. I have financial goals that I want to achieve. And when I saw a girl on YouTube who did a review about her clip-ins, I was like, okay, Kinky Curly Yaki, let me go look it up. Looked it up. I was super excited. It looked great. So I got the packaging. Your packaging is beautiful, by the way. I love the personal note and your logo. Everything's beautiful.
Thank you.
Girl, I got this hair. It blends so well with my natural hair, and it's so versatile. I can change it up. I have a style where I wear some down the front, hair in the back. It's perfect. It's just what I need right now. I paid for, you know, the hair one time, and I can change it up. I wash it daily. It's just amazing. So thank you.
Oh, welcome. You know, it's because of women like you. Like, that's the reason why, like, I wanted hair that looked like me and that no one would ask me where I bought it from.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I wanted to be able to change it up without people, especially white people, just asking, "Oh, girl, what did you do to your hair today? Girl, what did you do to your hair today?" You know what? This is all my hair.
Or you come to work with braids and they be like, you have to reintroduce yourself. Like, oh, do we have a new person at work today? No, I just changed my hair, y'all. Come on now.
Yeah. So you know what? I'm super glad that you love it. You look fabulous. This is the reason why I do it. It's because I wanted to give us options. We've been wearing protective styles since we had beads in our hair, and this is just the more sophisticated version of it. So yeah, glad you like it.
Thank you so much. And you faced, I mean, that's really tough facing so much negativity, especially from people who look like you when you're trying to launch this business. What was, I guess, what motivated you during that time to keep pushing forward?
Just like with my wedding business, I figured that there's always someone out there that's like me. One of the things that I am is that I'm very down to earth. I'm very, I would say underrated, like just very, I keep it cool. Like, hey girl, like your hair. Like, I just keep it, cool. Yeah. And so I figured there has to be girls out there like me who want to wear hair, but it's not obvious that they're wearing hair. So, so that's what keeps me motivated, because if I'm like this, then there's got to be thousands of girls that feel, even millions of girls that feel that way. So that's what keeps me motivated. And also my son. My son keeps me motivated. He, it's funny because I started the business and it took off. Like, it didn't just sort of do this, it did this. And lo and behold, I got pregnant. Right?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So then I had to take some time off. And during that time off, that's when you started seeing, all these little other companies pop up. And, so this year, 2015, I said, okay, I'm back. I'm off mat leave. Let's do this. So 2016 is going to be even better.
I know that's right. I believe it for you, girl.
Thank you.
And let's see. That's right. That's right. You got to claim it and believe it. You got it. You got it. So, oh, goodness, I think it's just amazing. I mean, you said you started your business and it just went off the ground. It was just incredible. People were receptive to it. That's so amazing. And then you had a baby in the midst of all that. So how do you juggle your different roles? I mean, being a single mom, you also manage this, I want to say, worldwide business.
It's an empire. It's growing into an empire.
How do you do it?
I'm not gonna lie and say it's easy. But you know what? It is doable. I take one day at a time. Like, in about half an hour, I got to go pick up my little guy from play school. But, it's doable. And I couldn't do this business without the support of my family, my partner. Like, we just get it done. And it's been, like I said, it's not easy. I'm not even good. Like, I always tell people, when you have your first kid, you don't know what tired is until you have a baby. So then, imagine, with a baby and running a company and traveling the US, like it's been hard, but I manage. It's doable. If you look at any woman in any business, we just make it work. That's just what we do. That's in our nature. It's what we're built to do.
And I think you said something powerful too. You said take it one day at a time. And though we say that all the time, people don't really internalize that. Literally you had your plan, of course, but you just take it one day at a time.
Well, you know what they say about plans, right? That, show God your plan and he's going to laugh, right? So you can plan. And I would say that in my wedding business too. I would tell the girls, listen, you can plan all you want, but when things go wrong, they will go wrong. But you know what? As long as you can pivot and do what needs to be done, all will be well. No one will even know the better, right? So, yeah.
Now, when you got started, did you have connections in the hair industry? Like, did you know how to do hair? Because I'm not a hair person. Like, I don't know how to do hair at all. So this is perfect for me. Did you have any connections? Like, how did you even get started?
I am not a hair person at all.
I feel you.
You know what? And that's the beauty of this all, right? Because I wanted something that was easy for me. And so then, the maintenance, like my first, I tried like every single texture that we carry, and we carry 6 of them. And we're going to have a 7th, but I'll talk about that later. Every single texture I wore for months on end. But again, I didn't have the mind that I was starting a business. I was just trying out these different textures. And so then I would wear the heck out of them and, you know, do what I would normally do, which is not take care of it and not, so, you know, and
so
and then that's how I learned what works, what doesn't work, you know, all that. So, well, the process was a lot of research, So again, it was a lot of trial and error. So I've worn every single texture that we carry. I wore them for months on end. And I did all the things that that you shouldn't do to hair, because I'm not a hair person. I would just be like, oh girl, I'm just gonna put it in a ponytail for 3 weeks and go about my business. So I don't have any background in hair, but I'm your average person. So if I can wear it, you can wear it. So, and you can see, even we have a few girls that we work with that are hairstylists, and the things that they do with it, it's mind blowing. I'm like, oh girl, I just been wearing it straight. I'm good. Right. But you know what? That's good, because that shows the versatility of our hair. These may be protective styles, and it may be clip-ins or weave or whatever the case may be. But you know what? It shows how versatile our hair is and how versatile we as Black women are.
That's right. That's right. It's so true.
Just figure it out.
Right, exactly. You gotta figure it out. Look up some YouTube videos. Now, this is kind of, I want to say it's a difficult question, because I know that there's no average day in your life, but I do want to ask you, what does an average day look like for you as the CEO of Kinky Curly Yaki and mother, and the different roles that you have? What does an average day look like?
Well, the day starts out with asking God to order my thoughts, my words, and my actions. That's a big thing for me. Like, I cannot start my day without doing that little meditation in order to get my thoughts straight. Because as a mother and as a businesswoman, you have a lot of stuff going through your mind, and especially as a mother, you know, that baby brain is real. So I have to rely on, to get my thoughts right? So, so that's how I start my day. And then of course there's my son, and he's 20 months old. So that's so he's still a baby. And so then, I get him together, and Have got him in play school. So I drop him off. And then, what a lot of women of color need to a lot of women of color need to have in their routines. And I think especially as a businesswoman, exercise. It helps you to, it gives you energy. It helps to get your mind right, helps to clear your thoughts. So I run. So I've done, 5Ks. I run 5K 3 times a week. So that's how my mornings are. And then the afternoons are dedicated solely to KCY. I'm pretty hands-on with operations. So, when shipments come in, we're looking at the shipments and, looking at the packaging for shipments and making sure the hair is of good quality. So we run quality assurance on all of our shipments that come in. We also, sometimes I jump on email if there's tons of emails to do. So I do a lot with customer service. And then also, just a lot of, because I'm actually in my past life, in my 9-to-5 life, I was a marketing manager.
Oh, great.
Yeah, with a certification in digital marketing. So, so I deal a lot with that. I'm pretty hands-on with that, even though I do have a social media manager. I'm pretty hands-on with running that aspect of the business as well. But I mean, pretty much every day, it's dedicating it to God, getting my exercise in, and then running around with a chicken with no head for Kinky Curly Yaki.
Of course. Did you say you run 3 5Ks a week?
A week, yeah.
That is incredible. But you're so right. Exercise is very important. I know for me, it helps also with mental health. And, you have your mind racing all the time, being a businesswoman and managing those roles. So that's a very good, a very, very good insight. Another question I have for you is, how do you find dedicated and loyal team members? Because of course we know you can't do it by yourself. So how do you find those good people to help you drive your mission, to the world and share your mission with the world?
Well, one of the things is you need family support. And, you know, sometimes everyone can't have, you know, your family there 100%. But if you have even just the one person, like my mom, sometimes if in a pinch, she'll help wash hair. You know, if I'm like, oh mom, you know, my girl couldn't come, can you just wash some hair? She's like, no problem. She was my original hair washer from back in the day. So she's more than happy to jump in and do that. But finding people, you know, you just have to find people with the same passion and the same motivation, and they can see your vision and they share that. You know, one of the people that I just feel like is my right hand is Jackie. She's I call her the Beyonce of social media.
Yes.
She helps me because I started this business on social media. So that's where the majority of our marketing is. And she helps me run that. So, and she's also my paparazzi, and she's my second brain. So, or my second other brain. I've got another, you know, I've also got a backbone of, you know, my partner that does the numbers. So he's the one that makes sure we've got the money to do whatever we need to do. So shout out to him. But yeah, but to find people, you have to make sure the people that you're working with share your vision and they share your mission. Because if it's not for them, because they're putting your business out there as well. So you need people in your business that are going to represent you well. So that's very important.
That's good stuff. That's really good stuff. And just curious, and if this is too much, Vivian, you don't necessarily have to answer, whatever makes you feel comfortable. But for those women who are starting out in their business and they need help, but they don't necessarily have the income coming in to pay their help, like do you have any advice on how to kind of navigate that area, whether it's internships or things like that?
You mean with you mean just period, like in general or specific?
Yeah, like just in general in their business, if they need like a social media manager, but they're not bringing in enough income to pay that person, do you have any advice or any personal experiences with that?
Well, you know, I'm a person, or as Jackie calls herself, the Jackie of all trades.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, as a businesswoman, you have to be, I'm not saying you have to be an expert at everything, but you have to know your business. So whether it be bookkeeping or social media or even, you know, styling the hair, you have to know something. So it's good in the beginning because you get hands-on with everything. Mm-hmm. And you also have a vision of how you see that particular aspect of your business. So even if you don't have any money, it's good to start off doing things by yourself. However, when you start to scale up, that's when you start to see, okay, you know what? I need help in this department. I need help in that department. And what helps is that you focus on your strengths. So my strengths are with marketing. So ask me what 2 + 2 is. No, you know what? I'm going to find someone to do that. So there's always interns. If you can find interns, they're great to work with, and they can help you in other ways. And you know what? Sometimes these interns, I mean, that's how I found Jackie. She just started off as just someone that just sort of worked occasionally, and then it just sort of grew from there. You get relationships with these people, and everything starts to work. So it's always important to work with people you vibe with. But back to the original question. If you're starting your business, you got to do everything yourself. So that way you see how your business runs and you have an idea and sense of how everything should be. Because if you automatically start outsourcing everything to everyone, you're putting your business in everyone's hands and you're not exactly sure of how that is supposed to be. So as long as you can get your hands dirty and that's the beauty of business, get your hands dirty. And then once you've started to scale, then you can start to outsource the work or you know, hire people or get people in to do all the work for you.
That is so powerful. Thank you for that. That's very, very powerful. So my next question for you is, what's next for your brand? What new developments that can you share with us for 2016 and what you're working on?
So like we're working on like 2016 is going to be bananas. Like, you know, we're working on where we actually have a new texture, and it's like an Afro. I'm calling it Nouveau Afro, and it's just I'm looking at it over there.
Afro. Oh yeah, we get a sneak peek.
Yes, we get a sneak peek exclusive. So it's as you can see, it's I thought Afro Coily was kinky, but this is ankle. It's yeah, it's just like the 4C fluffed out, like it's just hanky. And as you can see, it's a U-part wig. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, I was going to ask you, is that a wig? Oh, nice.
So we've got that in the works. So with all of our textures, we're going to have U-part wigs as well. So yeah, so this is, it's
that's super nice.
Yes. So we're working on that for 2016. We're also, you know, because we're based out of Canada, we have flexibility to just be anywhere and everywhere. So, you know, we're going to Europe this summer, or sorry, in summer of 2016, and we're working on a market out there because, you know, it's an underserved market. It's Europe. It's, you know, they're all expats or immigrants from the Caribbean and Africa, all living in the UK or Europe. So we're going out there to get some KCY going on out there.
That's right.
Yeah, and then we're starting. I know we've got a YouTube channel, but the YouTube channel, it's not. Don't look at it right now. No one look at it.
Don't go to the YouTube channel. Not yet.
Not yet. But we're going to do. Our channel is going to be more of a collaborative YouTube. So we're working with a lot of great girls that have done videos on their own, and you know, we're bringing them in and saying, hey, you know what, since we love you and you love us, let's work together and create videos. Yeah, so we're gonna be all over your internets, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that's so exciting. So exciting. So Vivian, just in closing, what last piece of advice do you have for either a woman who is starting her own hair company or just her own business in general, and she's a little discouraged? She may not be seeing the numbers that she wants to see on social media, or, you know, in bookkeeping. What advice do you have for her?
Mustard seed. All you need is faith of the size of mustard seed. You know, you have to start where you are and grow from there. You know, you see these businesses on there that have, you know, 100,000 followers and this or that, but you know what? They don't have the engagement. So even if you have that 5,000 followers, and if you can engage with them, that's what makes your business. You don't, like I always say, everyone isn't meant to be a billionaire.
Right.
You know, what it is that you have to find your own satisfaction in your own life. So if you just have that little seed of faith, and you plant it, again, if you plant it and if you cultivate it, you know, God will see you prosper. It may not be Benz, you know, 5 Benzes in the driveway prospering, but you know what? It's better than, it's something that you can go to sleep with and wake up and say, thank God that this is what you've given me to do. So you know what? Start somewhere, grow from there, and just have faith, because my mom always says, God doesn't do things for fun. So, you know, just
say that one more time.
God,
you were breaking up a little bit.
Oh, sorry. God doesn't do things for fun.
I love it. God doesn't do things for fun. I love it.
Fun. So, you know what? Just stay with it. Be patient, because it's not like I became an overnight success. I started this back in 2010, and this is where I am now, and I can only go up from here. So just keep at it. Don't let anyone discourage you, because you know what? Not everyone shares your vision. Not everyone shares your dream. So if you have that little mustard seed of faith, that's all you need. You know, all you need to do is cultivate that, and you'll have what's your own and what God made for you and only you.
That is incredible, incredible advice, Vivian. And where can we find you on social media?
Well, you can find me all over. Well, with Kinky Curly Yaki, you'll find us on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest. Don't look at the YouTube. So you can find us at Kinky Curly Yaki. So it's KinkyCurlyYaki. And also the website. So that's the kinkycurlyyaki.com. And you can find me personally at Queen of Kank. Queen of Kank. We've got a .com coming soon, but that's QUEENOFKANK. Kank. So it's kanky.
Kanky. I love it. Thank you so much for agreeing to be interviewed on the Mocha Girls Pit Stop blog. It was absolutely a pleasure, and I really hope that we are able to keep in touch and maybe work together in the future, Vivian. Thank you.
Thank you, Terri. I loved it. It was awesome.
Yay, and I'll see you next
Many
time.
blessings on your show and on you. Yay!
Thank you so much. And FYI, if you're for those watching, I have a full bundle of 14-inch Afro coily hair. That's what I'm wearing right now. My real hair is all out in between this, and it's just, you gotta get it. It's amazing. All right, guys, we're signing off. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found at least one nugget or one takeaway from today's interview. If you're looking for a positive community where women inspire women, feel free to subscribe to the Mocha Girls Pit Stop blog. You can visit mochagirlspitstop.com, or you can click the links below to subscribe to our blog. You'll receive free resources along with our weekly inspirational newsletter, and I really hope to see you in our community. Thanks so much.